It's been a while. How have you been?
What? Is that really you, Sarah?
Yes, it is. Check my profile picture if you don't believe me.
No, there's no need for that. I just can't believe you're messaging me. Especially after all this time.
How does it feel to finally be in touch with your daughter after so long? Are you happy?
No, I'm more shocked than anything.
What's with that boring reaction? Just talking to you for a minute is already irritating me. God, you haven't changed at all.
I'm sorry.
You could at least pretend to be excited, you know?
I am. I just don't know what to say. This is so unexpected.
Typical. You never know what to say. That's why you're so boring.
I'm sorry. I'm just really surprised. We haven't had a real conversation in about 20 years.
That's right, because I've hated you for all of those 20 years.
Every birthday, every Christmas, I tried to reach out.
And I ignored every single message. Take the hint.
You stopped talking to me when you were around 10. At the time, I thought it was just typical teenage rebellion and did my best to stay out of your way, hoping that you'd come around and we could talk normally again.
As if I started absolutely hating you from that moment on.
I see. But why are you suddenly reaching out now? If you want to talk, why not come home in person?
No way. Looking at your ugly face while talking would be hell. I can't bear to look at someone as ugly as you. Besides, texting is more convenient.
Oh, I see. Well, did you need something?
Actually, yes. Dad mentioned something about you. Apparently, you started an online retail company that's doing really well. Is it true?
Yes, I started a blog reviewing useful gadgets as a hobby. It got a lot of attention, so I started selling products myself, and well, here we are.
A blog? Really? That's so lame, but whatever works, I guess.
Well, I enjoy it.
So you've built up quite a fortune, huh?
I suppose you could say that.
Must be nice, making all that money while ignoring your daughter.
I never ignored you, Sarah. You were the one who wouldn't let me in.
Save it. Well, if you have that kind of money, you know what you need to do, right?
What do you mean?
You're still a mother, even if I've hated you for 20 years, right?
Well, I suppose.
And mothers are supposed to support their children, aren't they?
Yes, but you're an adult now.
I need $300,000. Transfer it to me. It's your duty as a mother.
Wait, $300,000? What's this about all of a sudden?
Unlike you, I was blessed with good looks, thanks to Dad's DNA, of course. I mean, just look at my Instagram. I have thousands of followers.
Yeah.
And until now, basic makeup was enough to keep me looking good, but I can't fight being 30 anymore. So I've decided to get some serious cosmetic procedures done. I need $300,000 for that, so transfer it.
$300,000 is a lot of money.
You're making millions, aren't you? This should be nothing for you.
It's still a fairly large sum. I don't think I could give you that much in one go.
I don't care. I want to finally marry someone rich and live an easy life. As my mother, you should support your child's dreams, right?
Of course I want to support you, but you don't need to focus so much on looks to get married.
What are you saying? I should trap someone like you trapped Dad?
No, that's not what I meant.
Actually, I am curious. How did someone like you, with those looks, manage to trick Dad into marrying you? Did you pretend to be rich or something?
I didn't trick anyone. We fell in love and got married, just like any other regular married couple.
Love? Please, that's what ugly people say to feel better about themselves.
We really do love each other, Amy, no matter what you may say about how I look.
Whatever, just hurry up and send the money. If you do, I might even keep in touch with you, occasionally. I'll even let you follow my Instagram. Aren't I generous?
Sarah, I need time to think about this.
What's there to think about? You have the money, I need it. Simple. I'm giving you a chance to be a real mother here. Don't mess it up.
Honey, are you free?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I just got a message from Sarah.
Oh, really? Has the ice finally thawed?
Not exactly. She just wanted money.
Ah.
She messaged me out of nowhere after 20 years.
How are you holding up?
I don't know. I kept hoping she'd reach out someday, but not like this. She said she heard about my business success from you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I told her because I wanted her to know what an amazing person her mom is. I never thought she'd come begging for money.
She's asking for $300,000 for cosmetic procedures.
What? That much? That's insane! I'm so sorry, Amy.
No, you don't need to apologize, but when I finally heard from her after all this time, and this was why, it really hurt.
I should have known better than to tell her about the business.
You were just trying to help.
Is she still the same? Still obsessed with appearances?
Worse than before. She barely spoke 2 sentences before insulting my looks.
Why did she end up hating you so much?
I wonder about that too. Have you mentioned that to her yet?
No, of course not. I'd give you a heads up before telling her something that important. But then why suddenly?
I don't know.
Maybe we should have told her the truth sooner.
Would it have made a difference?
I don't know, but this situation isn't fair to you. So what are you gonna do about the money? It's all up to you, so I don't have a right to tell you to give it to her or not.
$300,000.
She really demanded that much. It's a ridiculous amount to ask for.
Yeah, she said it's for cosmetic procedures.
She's always been obsessed with beauty. You're not gonna pay her, right?
Well, I'm still thinking about it.
Amy, no, don't let her manipulate you.
But what if this is our chance? What if helping her could...
Absolutely not. We can't let her get away with this kind of behavior.
I'll try talking to Sarah a bit more. I don't know if she'll listen, but...
Be careful. You know how she twists things.
I know, but I have to try one last time.
I see. Well, I trust your judgment.
I have some ideas about how to handle this going forward.
Like what?
If she won't listen to reason, we might need to take more drastic steps.
You mean?
Let's see how the next conversation goes first.
Okay, I understand. Let me know if you need anything. I'll help however I can.
Thank you for always being here.
Always will be. We're in this together.
I'm going to message her again tomorrow.
Whatever happens, remember, you tried your best with her.
Sarah, can we talk?
What? The meter's running $100,000 per minute. You okay with that?
Why do we need money just to have a conversation as mother and daughter?
That's just how our relationship is. But fine, I'll make an exception today and talk for free. What do you want?
Why do you always put a price on everything?
Because that's how the world works. Everything has a price, including my time. So hurry it up, ugly.
I remember you started rejecting me when you were around 10. Suddenly, you started pushing me away, and then one day, you just stopped talking to me completely.
Yeah, and? Are you trying to make me feel guilty or something?
I want to know why. I want to know what I did.
You didn't do anything, actually.
Then why?
Because you're ugly.
What?
Look, I'm incredibly beautiful, right? I've always been popular at school. And I realized something. A woman's value is in her looks. You should see my social media. Everyone loves me.
So you hated me because I'm not conventionally attractive?
Yeah, ugly people don't deserve rights, so they're not worth talking to. And I thought about how terrible it would have been if I had ended up looking like you. Just thinking about that possibility made my blood boil. So I decided not to talk to you anymore. You might have infected me with your ugliness. Do you know how embarrassing it was when my friends saw you?
Such a ridiculous reason.
Ridiculous. Looks are everything for a woman. It's simple. Women need looks, men need money. That's how it works. Just look at all the influencers. They're living their best lives.
Is that really what you think happiness is?
Of course. What else could it be?
So there's zero chance of us ever having a good relationship then.
That's right. How could I possibly get along with someone who's only getting uglier with age?
But won't that happen to you too?
What? What did you just say? Me? The same as you? We're completely different. I can still maintain my beauty with money. I'm not a hopeless case like you. That's why I need that money now, before it's too late.
A hopeless case. I see. Now I understand.
Oh, you finally realized it? I'm surprised it took you this long. At least you're not completely stupid.
I worried that I must have done something terrible to make you hate me so much, but it wasn't that at all.
Right. Your mere existence was just unbearable to me, that's all. Every time I looked at you, I felt sick.
I see. Thanks for being honest. Now I can move forward with a clear conscience.
Whatever, so hurry up and transfer the money. Consider it compensation for all the emotional damage you caused me.
Don't blame me for what happens next.
Is that supposed to be a threat from you? Just remember, I have screenshots of everything.
Screenshots of what exactly?
Of you refusing to help your daughter. What would people think?
Do whatever you want. I'm done.
You'll regret this. Well, that's it. Game over.
What do you mean?
It's been a week since I asked for the transfer, so now there's a late fee of another $300,000. That makes $600,000 total. Transfer it right now.
Wait, please. I can't prepare that kind of money so quickly.
I don't want to hear ugly excuses. Keep the ugliness to your face. Just transfer the $600,000. If you make me wait another week, there'll be more penalties.
You can't just make up penalties.
I can do whatever I want. I'm the wronged party here.
Okay, I understand.
God, you're such trash. You probably spent all the money on yourself, didn't you?
I invested it back into the business.
So business is more important than your daughter? Typical. Enough is enough!
What now?
It's been a month since I asked for the money. I can't take it anymore. Transfer $1 million right now.
What? Why should I have to pay you that kind of money?
The penalties keep adding up. You only have yourself to blame.
Blame for what?
Isn't it obvious? You're my mother, whether you like it or not. I'm telling you to fulfill your responsibility as one.
But I'm not your mother.
What? Don't start making up ridiculous lies now. Is this how desperate you are to avoid paying?
I'm not lying.
That can't be right. I've lived with you since I was little. How can you say you're not my mother? That's impossible.
Yes, we live together, but we're not blood related.
What? What are you talking about? Stop lying. I remember you being there my whole life. Don't you lie to me.
This was my first marriage, but it was Thomas's second. You were born to Thomas and his previous wife.
Stop with these ridiculous lies already. You're just trying to confuse me.
Lies? No, this is the truth.
You're just trying to get out of paying me. You really are despicable. Making up stories about not being my real mother.
No, $1 million is way beyond just paying.
But you're making money, right? So what's the big deal? You probably make that much in a month.
Even if I'm making money, that doesn't mean I should waste it. I definitely shouldn't give it away to someone else for no reason. Especially if they're not my real daughter.
So you're really sticking to this story?
Because I'm only telling you the truth.
Fine, I'm going to ask Dad about this right now.
Good idea. Ask Thomas. He'll tell you the truth.
He'll be furious when he hears what you're saying.
Go ahead. Ask him.
Don't blame me if Dad ends up hating you for this. You'll regret making up these lies.
Just talk to your father, and then you'll understand everything.
Dad, listen to this.
What is it? Something wrong?
Mom is trying to abandon me.
Abandon you? What do you mean? Weren't you the one who's been avoiding her?
No, that's ancient history. That's not important right now. I was trying to accept Mom and get along with her better now that I'm older. But you know what she said? She said she's not my mother. Talk about revenge. This is too cruel.
Well, it's not cruel at all.
What? Dad, what are you saying? A mother abandoning her responsibilities? Isn't that horrible? She's making up lies about not being my real mother.
No, because she's not your real mother.
Dad, stop joking around like this. You're just covering for her, aren't you? This isn't funny anymore.
This isn't a joke. Before Amy, I was married to someone else. After she had you, she didn't take care of you at all. She spent her time fooling around with other men and eventually left us to be with one of them.
What? That can't be true, is it? But I remember Amy, being there when I was little.
It's all true, Sarah. You remember Amy because I've been married to her since you were still a baby. She devoted herself to raising you even though you weren't related by blood. That's what made me fall in love with her and why we got married.
So she really isn't my mother? But why didn't anyone tell me? All this time, you were lying to me.
No, we never lied, because she always loved you like her own daughter. You didn't have to know that your real mother had abandoned us for one of her boyfriends?
Then why is Amy abandoning me now? If she loved me so much, why won't she help me?
You've got it wrong. You're the one who abandoned her.
What? That's not true.
Do you have any idea how hard she tried to make things right with you? You completely ignored all her efforts and kept pushing her away. Then, when you finally contact her, it's just for money. Who could love someone like that? Even a real daughter would be hard to love.
Dad, what are you saying? I'm still your daughter. You can't mean that.
I'm sorry, but I'm completely fed up with you too. I don't consider you my daughter anymore. Consider yourself disowned.
Wait, please. Dad, I'm sorry. I'll change, I promise.
Shut up! Don't ever contact us again!
Please don't do this. Dad? Dad, please answer me. I'll apologize to Mom. Dad says he's disowning me.
Well, what did you expect? You brought this on yourself.
He won't even answer my messages anymore. What am I going to do if Dad hates me?
Worried about money?
What?
I know you're always asking Thomas for spending money. Are you worried about losing that income? You won't be able to do as you please without his money, after all.
You don't understand anything.
Why don't you tell me what it is that I don't understand?
Well, beautiful women need money for a lot of things. How else am I supposed to maintain my lifestyle?
Then earn it yourself and live within your means. That's what all adults do.
You make it sound so simple. You're really not going to transfer the $300,000?
Of course not. We're strangers, after all.
But you raised me. I guess I'll have to give up on the cosmetic procedures then.
I guess so.
And it might be harder to catch a rich husband now. Oh, my plans are ruined.
Really? I thought a beautiful woman like you would have no problem.
Those guys are only interested in young women. I'm already 30. Time is running out.
Is that so? Would you even be happy marrying someone like that anyway?
Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't be chasing guys for their money. But what other choice do I have?
Exactly. Earn your own money.
No, I don't want to do that. Working is for ugly people.
What? Then what are you going to do?
It's fine. I know I'll get a big payout eventually.
What's that about? Have you fallen for some scam fortune teller?
No, I'm talking about your inheritance. I've done my research.
What?
You've been acting as my mother all this time, so you must have done the proper paperwork, right?
Yes, I legally adopted you.
See, so legally we're family, right? Which means I have the right to inherit your money, right? You can't escape that.
Yes, that's technically true.
Then I'll just keep living however I want. Eventually, I'll get your money anyway. And of course, I won't give up my inheritance rights. I can wait. I'm patient.
You never studied in school, but you sure know about this stuff.
Of course I do. Isn't it obvious? I had to learn how to make money in smarter ways.
Well, unfortunately, I have no intention of letting you have my money.
What? You can't refuse. It's my legal right to inherit your assets. There's nothing you can do about it. I checked with a lawyer.
No, there is a way.
What? What do you mean?
If I dissolve our adoption, your inheritance rights disappear too.
Dissolve? Can you do that? That's impossible. You're bluffing.
Of course, I would have preferred to do it with mutual agreement.
Ah, I get it. My old self would have happily agreed. But too bad. Now I know you're wealthy, so I absolutely won't agree to dissolving the adoption. Sorry, but you lose. You should have kept your success a secret.
Yes, but I predicted you might react this way.
What?
There's another way to dissolve it.
What do you mean?
If we can't agree, I can take it to court and let them decide.
You can do that? You wouldn't dare.
Of course. Think of it like a divorce.
They won't approve it that easily. Courts always side with the children. That's what usually happens.
Usually not, but our case isn't usual.
What do you mean?
Well, you ignored me for 20 years and refused all contact.
Even if it goes to court, there's no proof I ignored you. It's your word against mine.
I kept every email I sent that you ignored. Plus, Thomas will testify in court about how you ignored me for 20 years. With that evidence, the court will clearly see our parent-child relationship has broken down.
No, I hate this. I absolutely hate this. You planned this all along, didn't you?
There's no point fighting it. If you had accepted me a little more, it wouldn't have come to this. But, well, you brought this on yourself.
Mom, listen. I've spent too much money and honestly, I have debts. With that and everything else, I'm really struggling to get by. Please help me. I'll change, I promise.
Is that so? That must be hard.
Yes, it is. So, you understand, right?
I struggled too. All those years you wouldn't talk to me.
Oh, yeah. I was young. I didn't know better.
Even when I desperately tried to get close to you, you kept ignoring me. You kept shutting me out. Do you understand how much that hurt me?
Yes, I understand. Now that I'm this age, I finally get it. I'm sorry, Mom. Let's make up for lost time and be close from now on.
Absolutely not. I hate you.
Mom,
Stop calling me that. It makes my skin crawl.
please listen. I'll definitely marry someone rich. Then you can benefit from it too. We can be a real family.
Sorry, but that's impossible for you.
What? Why?
Because no matter how beautiful you make yourself on the outside, you're twisted on the inside. You said you were popular in school, but you always ended up getting dumped, right? Haven't you realized the reason was your awful personality?
What? Is that true? All those guys, they said it was because they found someone prettier.
Yes, and the whole idea of marrying for money is wrong anyway.
Why? Money makes you happy, doesn't it? Look at all those luxury lifestyle accounts.
No, money and happiness aren't the same thing. I'm very happy with Thomas. We weren't particularly well off financially compared to now. We supported each other and built our life together. But you know what? I was happy then, and I'm happy now. Even though I'm not beautiful like you, Thomas has loved me the same way all these years. There's no greater happiness than that, and when you're happy, you only need enough money to get by.
So, I should look for someone who'll make me happy like that? But how do I even start?
Yes, but I don't think you can. You might be able to fix your looks with money, but you can't easily change what's inside. Good luck trying, though. We won't help you. That's our responsibility as parents.
You're cruel. After everything you just said about happiness.
Sometimes being cruel is the kindest thing we can do. Honey, it's over.
I see. Things are gonna be tough for her.
She's still messaging me, begging for another chance.
Don't bother to respond. You've already done more than enough.
I know. We don't have a choice. She's an adult, and she needs to figure things out herself. I'm going to start preparing for the adoption dissolution.
Right. Sorry for all this trouble.
You've apologized enough over the years.
I just feel responsible.
It's okay. Things may have ended badly with Sarah, but meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to me. Just having you makes me happy.
Even after everything she put you through?
Even after everything, our love was worth it.
Me too, Amy.
I'll contact the lawyer tomorrow.
I'll be there every step of the way.
I know you will. That's why I love you. After that, the dissolution of my adoption of Sarah was successful. The court process was straightforward. They reviewed 20 years of ignored messages, birthday cards, and holiday greetings. Thomas's testimony about Sarah's behavior was particularly impactful. The judge seemed especially moved by the fact that Sarah only reached out when she learned about my business success. I heard Sarah desperately attended wealthy matchmaking parties afterward, but struck out every time. Apparently, some men would initially show interest, but they'd always back out once they discovered her personality. The matchmaking agencies eventually started refusing her applications. They said she was driving away their valuable clients with her attitude. In her attempts to increase her chances of success in matchmaking, she spent even more money on cosmetic procedures, which only increased her existing debt. She maxed out multiple credit cards trying to maintain her luxury lifestyle image on social media. Of course, she couldn't pay it back and ended up being chased by debt collectors. She tried reaching out to her birth mother then, but that woman had started a new family and wanted nothing to do with her. Currently, she's living a meager life while hiding from them. Last I heard, she had to take down all her social media accounts because the debt collectors were using them to track her movements. She's working part-time jobs under the table to avoid having her wages garnished. As for me, I'm still living happily with Thomas. The company is doing well too, and we're planning to open an office soon. We've expanded into international markets, and I'm mentoring young entrepreneurs who want to start their own businesses. Both work and private life are going smoothly, and I plan to continue this new chapter of my life while cherishing this happiness. Thomas and I sometimes talk about Sarah, wondering if we could have done things differently. But we both agree that enabling her behavior would have only made things worse in the long run. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is to let them face the consequences of their actions. We've moved forward with our lives. Thomas and I travel more now, something we couldn't do when the business was just starting. We're planning to renew our vows next year, a small, intimate ceremony to celebrate our journey together. Because in the end, that's what real happiness is. Not the size of your bank account or the number of social media followers, but having someone who loves you for who you are, inside and out.